Hello, hello, hello. Can everybody hear me? I'm trying to make sure that my mic is good and everything is working. If you can hear me, please say something. Or I'm sorry, please give me a thumbs up. Can you guys hear me? I am sorry, I've been battling a little bit today. I just had a huge rumble. I haven't done a rumble in quite a little bit. But I had a gentleman who proclaims himself to be a law guru who had the nerve to say some things about the law that's not true in the law. And I had to get at him and get with it a little bit. And by God, the people are now able to see the truth. See, guys, I keep telling you guys all the time that there are a lot of people in the law world. There's a lot of people who are attorneys. There are a lot of people who work with attorneys who want to tell us what the law is, but they hate definitions. They don't want to open the law books. They don't want to have a real discussion. They don't want to prove what they say. They want to say what they want to say, and they want it to just stand as true. And I think that if we are going to grow as a nation, that it is about we the people learning, right? We the people. I might cough a little bit. I got a little issue going on that I'm trying to get through. I'm taking the right stuff.
Hey Dave,
I'm taking
can
the
I
right
help you
stuff,
out,
but I
buddy?
got to get through it. So please forgive me for coughing if I cough, guys. I'm not trying to disrespect you. I'm just simply dealing with trying to get through a little health issue that I caught not taking silver as I should have. I was slipping and got my anus caught. But with that being said, as always, I'm going to try to invite some people on. I'm going to try to make Jaron a co host, even though he can't speak. So if I lose the space, or my signal that my space is still good, you guys can still hear, I'm going to give dear sister Diane one. And guys, I'm going to do something special today. I'm going to use you guys to show the power of the law. I'm going to use you guys to show how amazing God is. I'm literally going to bring in some of the students and I'm going to bring up subjects. I'm going to talk about what happened with Trump and his business cases or business case. And then I'm going to allow you guys to help me destroy it live before the people. I think that would be amazing. I think people would have amazing fun. And it'll allow us to be able to have some joy. All right, so I'm going to play some music. Let me know if you guys can hear it. Please forgive me.
Hey Dave, real
It's going to
quick,
be a
can I
little
say
second,
something
then
to
we
you
should
guys?
hear some sounds, some tunes. Let me know if y'all can hear the music. Let me know if you hear the music come on in 1, 2, 3. Did the music not come on? Oh, I'm mad now. Give me 1 second, guys. We get these little issues sometimes. Give me 1 second.
May I say something real fast?
If y'all music, give me a thumbs up if you hear music, y'all. Let me know if y'all hear music. Good.
Ain't nothing but a party, so stay on your feet. Walk left, walk right, stay in the groove. Music is the answer, it really makes you move. Sexy ladies strutting their stuff so well. Lead out in the lady styles, casting a spell. Watch them rock to the beat, feel the body heat. Come on, go on and get down.
Everybody, please share this space all over. You are going to grow today. I promise I'm going to give you heavy knowledge, heavy wisdom. I'm going to show you the power of the people. I'm going to show you how we fix these injustices. Share out the space, y'all. Let's get ready to get jiggy with it. We're going to take it to that next level. It's your time. It's your time. I hope you're ready. I hope you're focused. I hope you got your eye on the prize.
Celebrate the disco wave. Everybody needs hot stuff. Let's bounce today. Roller skaters, one in front and one behind. Bounce left, bounce right. It's disco time. There ain't no stopping. Keep on rocking. You're in the groove. This funky kind of music, oh, it makes you wanna move. Roller skaters, one in front and one behind. Bounce left, go on. Bounce, rock, skate, roll, bounce, bounce, rock, skate, skate, roll, bounce, rock, skate, bounce, skate, roll, bounce.
All right, y'all. Get your blood flowing. Come on. I hope you got your eye on the prize. Let's go. Come on. Come on, y'all. This is America. There's something different about y'all.
Rising up, back on the street.
Yeah.
Did my time, took my chances. Went the distance, now I'm back on my feet.
Come on.
Man and his will to survive. So many times it happens too fast. You trade your passion for glory. Don't lose your grip on the dreams of the past. You must fight just to keep them alive.
Keep them alive, y'all. Make America great again. Come on. the tiger, baby. You got it or you don't. Come on.
Face to face, out in the heat, hanging tough, staying hungry. They stack the odds till we take to the street for the kill with the skill to survive.
Do you have the skill to survive? Do you have it? You gonna get it today. Rise up to the challenge. Let's go. Straight to the top, baby. No stopping. Let's get it. Are you gonna stand up? Where's the challenge? I want it all. Oh yeah, baby. Eye of the tiger. Do you have it? Do you have that eye of the tiger, guys? Or are you looking at your enemies? Are you looking at the oppressor and thinking they are too strong? See, I like to listen to a little bit of music because the funny thing about music is it can take you all the way back into your past when you heard that song. See, many of you, when you first heard that song, you were living in an America where there was more justice. Courts were less likely to do people wrong. People's families hung out with each other. It was cool to talk to your neighbor. But now we're in the middle of a fight, and it's easy to forget how in recent history we were experiencing freedom. We had men and women who were tough. We had people who were strong. But we can forget if we allow ourselves to. See, there's nothing wrong with going through a challenge. Actually, a good challenge is good for you. A good challenge makes you stronger. But if you faint in the time of adversity, your strength is small. I want you guys to see that we the people are moving and learning and growing, and we don't mind the fight. We don't mind having adversaries. We don't mind having struggles, because this is what makes manifest those who are real. There's a lot of people who are going to fake the fight. There are a lot of people who are going to jump on board and say we support this person or that person in the middle of the fight because it gives them some clout. But they're not going to come with real truth and put their lives on the line for real to make change. And that's when you got to have the eye of the tiger. A tiger don't come looking at its prey with any doubt that he or she is going to win. No doubt. No doubt. See, a lot of people are lost because they can't see a time where they were victorious. They can't see how things work. They can't see that somebody's coming to make it easy for them, and they've already beat themselves. But that's not going to happen with us. By God, in front of everybody, we are going to talk mad trash. We going to tell y'all that God is going to give us the victory ahead of time. We got straight focus, no doubt. We're 100% settled in what our mighty God will do. We have thousands of victories and we blame it on God. And I don't think there's anybody in the world who's going to be able to show you that what we say is wrong, and there's nobody who can stop us. That's how mighty God is. So what I want to do is, I got a little cold or something today, and as I said, if I cough a little bit, please forgive me. I'm going to ask you guys to share, share this space all over the place. I'm going to pray real quick, and then we are going to open up the space. And what I'm going to do is, I'm not just going to show you guys that I'm saying things in the law that you could pick up and learn to that will help Trump and can solve Trump's case, and maxims that can deal with any other case where somebody should do something, excuse me, something wrong against anyone else like this, including you. I'm going to show you how we can use the law to fix the situation with Trump, and I'm going to show you how to nullify his cases, and I'm going to show you how the people who came against him without using correct law can be removed and charged as well. Now, I'm not going to just do this with my own voice, because if I just said I'm one guy, you could possibly believe I'm telling the truth or not. But I'm going to actually have my students who have studied the law open up maxims and read them to you, so you can understand where there's faults in what they did against Trump. And you can let my students, powerful people, I don't even like to call them my students because they're so awesome, but they are people who God gave me for a time such as this, who are powerful and mighty, some who do more than I could even imagine. And God has opened the door so they can see the truth. I'm going to open the doors for them to tell you. All right? So let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you thanking you for all you do. We come thanking you for your love, mercy, and blessings. We come thanking you for allowing us to have yet another space today, and for blessing the Rumble video that we just did. Father, we've been full effect today, and we thank you for giving us the energy to be able to make it through, the good portion of health to be able to fight and to have our minds working where we can pinpoint law and show people what is written. And Father, we just ask that you bless everybody here. We ask that you give comfort to everybody here. We ask that you bless their families. We ask that you bless them in their dreams and their goals. We ask that you let them learn of you if they don't. We ask, Father, that you bring them to you through your Son, Jesus Christ, if they are not in Christ. And Father, we just thank you for this time. We thank you for allowing us to go through the things of the maxims of law in these cases. And we just ask that you bless us and keep us. Let us do great work today, Father. Let us grow and learn and bless the mighty people of America. Father, you have shown us so much mercy and love, and we just thank you for what you do. We thank you for opening our eyes. We thank you even for our suffering, because it has given us the ability to learn the truth, that we might stand and use the role that we have been given, Father, and do our part in this nation. And we just thank you for all. We thank you for everything, Father, the good and the bad, as you are a blessing and you are a mighty deliverer. And it is in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right, everybody. So let's get it cracking. So I told you guys yesterday that we were going to go over stuff that could help Trump win his case. It shows us how we can defeat it if we should wish, if Trump doesn't decide, his people don't decide to take massive action. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the mics. First of all, I'm going to welcome my host. I don't know if Jaron can talk, but if he can, Jaron, what's up? How you living? If not, just don't say anything. And then Diane, how are you living after Jaron if he don't say anything? Wait, let me first ask, can you guys hear me?
Yes, Dave, we can hear you.
Loud and
Okay, perfectly
clear.
good. Diane, you good or you can't talk?
I'm good.
All right,
That was
we're going to start
exciting.
taking some mics real quick. Let me just check and make sure I can hear people. Joshua, can you hear me?
Oh, yes, sir. You sound great. Did you hear me?
Is anybody hearing him speak? Because I can't hear him at all.
Yes, I hear him. He might need to drop
So
down
maybe
and
they
come back
got me
up.
again. Maybe I can't hear
Jeremy,
anybody talk.
come back
Okay, let me
up
see.
because the host can't hear
Can
you.
anybody hear the gentleman who just spoke?
Yes, Dave, we
I
could,
did.
but
Let's see.
he's dropping back down.
Oops. Okay, I'm tripping. Please forgive me, guys. I am tripping. Uh-oh. Okay, this should be better. Joshua, say something again. I think that was me. I have my Rumble setup hooked up and not my setup
How
for
about
hearing.
now? You guys got me now?
Boom. I hear ya. I hear ya. I hear ya.
Hey, Dave, by the way, brother, that Rumble was great. You and Jaron killed it. And I loved every word y'all spoke.
I appreciate it. I love it when there are law teachers that just say stuff that's not in the law and they've been hoaxing people for a long time with this stuff, and we get the chance to just challenge it by saying, just show me where it says that in law anywhere. You know, I literally offered for the guy, I think I said, if you can find that in any law book in America or even Africa, I'll accept it. And he couldn't show us a single law that says something. But thank you so much for that. So I know I can hear you guys now. So now we can get down to the nitty gritty. We can drop some real fire. Is there anybody on who has access to the Maximus book?
I do.
I've got him
Okay.
right here too, Dave, if you need him.
I do too. We
Okay.
all have them.
So, dang, y'all so prepared. The heck is going on in this world?
I got them too, but I'm driving down the road, so I can't really read them at the moment.
Okay, so let me ask a question. How many of you have heard Trump say that there was no? I'm sorry. How many of you have heard Trump say that his case wasn't fair for the business case?
I heard it on Truth Social and on Telegram. Both.
Okay, so so how many witnesses did they have against Trump?
Wasn't it just the state as witnesses?
Who?
The state, sir?
So who's the state?
They're not people, so they didn't have anybody.
Did they have firsthand knowledge of him doing wrong inside of his business?
No first-hand knowledge.
No firsthand knowledge. Okay.
Mm.
So they didn't have any firsthand knowledge,
Who
but
was
they,
signing the affidavits?
huh?
Who was signing the affidavits going against him?
Well, if you are trying to get jurisdiction over somebody as the government, right? The state constitutions say that you have to swear that there is some harm, right? There has to be oath or affirmation before you make a warrant, right? Right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes.
sir.
So who gave an affidavit swearing that Trump defrauded them a whole bunch of times?
As far as I know, none of the people.
Okay. So if somebody would give Trump a whole bunch of money as a business, knowing that he can't pay it back, would that be predatory lending?
Ooh, yes, sir.
Oh, shucks. I mean, if you know that his property really isn't worth $100 billion gazillion dollars and he's not credit worthy, you have the choice to not give him a loan, right?
Yes, sir.
But if you give him the loan, then you make money, right?
Absolutely.
So was it predatory lending that these people would take advantage of Trump and give him a lot of money when they evaluate they value his property?
It's a scary notion, but I definitely agree with what you're saying.
I mean, because you remember that lenders were giving out a lot of loans to people who didn't have credit, and they allowed them to do what was called liar loans or no doc, no proof of income loans, etc. Yeah, remember that? Like before 2008? No asset loans and all that. I mean, the government allowed them to do those loans at first, and then some of them got in trouble for predatory lending. Some of them got in trouble for not writing the loan documents correctly, and people started getting their loans nullified. Y'all remember that?
Yep. Yep.
Was that part of the housing crisis?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So the loan entities are put on notice that they shouldn't give people money that can't pay it back, where they'll steal their property for them, right?
Correct.
So if Trump took part in valuing his properties in numbers that's way off, then the entities that gave him money to benefit off of it, seeing this, would have had to take part in it too, right? Y'all realize that credit worthiness is often about people being able to pay it back, and banks can go into contracts with people to do business deals, and so they can make money, right?
Right. Right. If
So
you're a property owner, you want to use the bank to make your properties more valuable.
well, so we got an issue because they're prosecuting Trump for doing the numbers wrong. But what about all the lenders that gave him money that got paid back with interest? Did they do something bad against Trump?
Not at all.
Okay, so when are the courts going to go after them?
When they go after San Francisco or San Fernando Valley Bank.
Mm-hmm. So there's one issue on it in itself, guys, that people have the unlimited power to contract, and the banks have the power to contract with people, and they have the power to give people money that they believe will pay the money back. Now we see that President Trump did pay money back with interest, no defaults or anything like that. So if Trump told them he was going to give them money and never paid the money back, that could be considered fraud, right? But Trump never defaulted. So then there's no fraud, right? Did he try to give information that they didn't agree to about the value of properties, being that they gave him the money? And then when
Well,
they
no,
got
it's the bank's responsibility to check up on that, isn't it?
yeah, because the banks are actually in commerce doing business with the people. President Trump is one of the people. If they're taking his property and using it as an asset, they have a duty to look it up and see what they think about the price. But with Trump not being the one giving the loan, they have to do their due diligence and see if Trump is worth doing business with. And it was in their belief that he was good. And actually, it came out that he was good. So there was no defrauding of anybody, right? But the definition that they used for Trump's case to take his business is somebody who repeatedly commits fraud. That's in the statute. The statute tells that if somebody commits fraud, they can go after them, like they continue to do it. So what I want to know is, where are all the people who are showing that Trump committed fraud?
Only Letitia James, and she just wanted to go after the fact that his penthouse wasn't as big as he claimed it was.
Okay, so who does Letitia James work for?
State of New York, isn't she elected?
Yeah, and who gets the money off of the Trump case based on the statute?
That's what I keep asking.
The state of New York. So how could the one who see, if you're doing equity, right? Equity says if you want equity, you must do equity, right? If you're trying to get equity, you must do equity. In other words, you got to come with clean hands. You can't be benefiting off a case and then at the same time be going after somebody for a case. See, cases are to make people whole. So what work did the state of New York do to get the money that Trump is supposed to get?
Zero work,
Absolutely
sir.
nothing.
Okay. I think it's Wisconsin Constitution, it might be, or one of those near there. Can somebody grab for me the constitutional provision that says that the people have the right to the wages of the work in their own field? Can somebody get that for me? please? Now, you're going to have a hard problem when you have inherent rights of the people that are constitutional, and then you try to tell me that a legislature of a state can write a statute that lets them do the opposite. Can anybody grab that constitutional provision for me? Jaron, I think me and you talked about it in recent history. Do you know which one it is?
Well, I know. No, I'll go find it. I know Oklahoma Constitution Article 2, Section 2 says you have the right to the enjoyment of the gains of your industry. I know that.
Okay,
one.
wait. Say that
But
again, sir.
let me.
So everybody can hear it. Because this
So
is an inherent right? Like everybody has it? Give me the camera.
yes. So Oklahoma Constitution Article 2, Section 2. Let me pull it up.
Yes,
I'll read
sir.
it real
And
fast,
thank
and
you
I'll
for
get.
gracing.
Then tell
Thank you
me.
for gracing us with this and being able to show it so quickly, sir. You came to party, and I appreciate you for that. Because we don't always get this in
Yeah.
America, so I appreciate you.
So this is. I just clipped it. Now I want to put it in the purple pill so you guys can see it. It's Oklahoma Constitution Article 2, Section 2. I just put it in the bubble now. And so you just got it. You should be able to see it. And it reads, all persons have the inherent right to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, and the enjoyment of the gains of their own industry. That's Oklahoma.
Holy moly.
Yeah, Oklahoma Constitution, Article 2, Section
Is
2.
Trump one of the people? Somebody else said
Yes.
Missouri Constitution. Can you grab that for me next? For the person who said Missouri. Jaron, can you please tell me, you have the right to the gains in your own industry?
Yes.
So New York government, do they have the right to the gains that you get in your industry?
No, sir, they
Okay,
don't.
so if they don't have the right to the gains in your industry, but you have the right to the gains in your industry, doesn't Arizona, Miranda versus Arizona, say that where rights secured by the Constitution are involved, that there could be no rulemaking or legislation which would abrogate them? Gotcha.
Correct. Yeah,
So
that's
how
what
do
it
you make
does.
legislation that goes against somebody's right to have their gain in their own industry?
Unlawfully.
Okay, so how did they make a statute that says they could dig into Trump's businesses, take information out without a warrant, without him harming anybody, and without witnesses as the government who happens to be trustees?
Unlawfully.
Holy to the moly. Tell us that one more time, Jaron, so I can hear it. Somebody else said they had it in Florida, and somebody else said they had it in Missouri. I want to give a mic to anybody who wants to show us this smoke in the law across the country. This is fundamental principles of law in your state constitutions that nobody can deny. Now,
I have Florida if you'd like to hear it.
Okay, let me hear Florida. Who is that? That sounds like
That's
Celeste.
Danette.
Oh, Danette.
It's
Okay.
Danette. Yeah, we
Danette,
sound similar. It's
give me that.
Article 1, Section 2, Basic Rights. All natural persons, female and male alike, are equal before the law and have inalienable rights,
Uh-oh, that
among
means
which
inalienable rights, right? So these are rights that came from God before government exists that government can't mess with. Okay, give me some more.
they cannot touch them. Inalienable rights, among which are the right to enjoy and defend life and liberty, to pursue happiness, to be rewarded for industry,
Oh,
and to acquire, possess, and protect property.
okay. So Trump has the power to possess or acquire property. So does Trump have the right to advance in his business?
He has the right to do so, and he also has the right to protect his property.
Oh, hold on now. So if government says you have a right to the gains of your industry, where did we grant them the right to take the gains of our industry?
We did not.
Now, government can't go into your private affairs and your private business unless they have
Without
a
due
warrant.
cause.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they got to have a warrant, right?
Yes.
I wouldn't
And
even
they
go
have
to-
to define clearly what they're searching for.
Yeah. Now I need somebody else to get me the law that they use to go against Trump, because I'm gonna show y'all some major nasty fire. Now, guys, these are students across the country, beautiful people who I love. Y'all know Danette is another one of my favorites. Celestial, CC. These are the ladies that I love. I just dig them, right? They're fire. And I got more. But we're hearing, guys, from across the nation, rights guaranteed to the people that nobody has taught us. Government officials aren't speaking of them. We don't hear Trump people talking about them. But these are powers that are written already in the Constitution that we shouldn't have to argue over They're already there. The government already swore to them. And I want you to understand, too, if people say, well, the federal government can do it to you, the federal government also swore to all the state constitutions because they're in compact or league together. Okay? So who got Missouri? Let me hear some of that Missouri smoking fire. I saw CC somewhere. I can't find it. Who got
I
Missouri?
see it right here, Missouri.
Give it to me.
Okay, so Missouri, it
That's
says
got to
here.
be Celestial right there.
Oh, God help us, yes.
Okay, that's
okay,
Celestial. Yeah,
that
okay. I'm
all
like, that ain't Danette that time. All right.
that all constitutional government is intended to promote the general welfare of the people, that all persons have a natural right to life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, and the enjoyment of the gains of their own industry, that
Shucks.
all persons are created equal and are entitled to equal rights and opportunity under the law. That
Opportunity
to
too?
give, yes.
Shucks. So let me ask you a question. Let me ask y'all a dang question then.
Hey, Dave, hold on. Celestial, where was that for the people? Like, where was
Okay,
that in
this is
Missouri?
Missouri State Constitution, Article 1, text of Section 2.
Okay, thanks.
Woo! Come on, y'all. We just not getting started. It's getting hot in her. This is 115-degree Arizona summer. Anybody got Miranda versus Arizona, page 491? If you don't have it, can you grab it in a second? Anybody else got any more constitutions they want to read off to us where we get the right to property, life, liberty, where we get the right to the gains in our own industry? Because for some reason, no government official ever told me that I got a right to the gains in my own industry. They tell me they got a right to the gains. Anybody?
David, you want to hear more from Florida? Since
Yes,
Trump
ma'am.
lives in Florida?
Give me some more.
Article 1, Section 23, right of privacy. Every natural person has the right to be let alone and free from government intrusion into the person's private life.
Hold on, wait. Let me sing this song. Oh. Hold on now. The government ain't got the right to come interfere in your business. They can't just write a
No.
bill to attack your business with nobody saying you did wrong. Why in the world, if this is an inherent right of all men, that the people have the right to be in the private realm, you know how we use PMAs to destroy government so easily, and people
Yes.
don't understand how we're doing it. They're like, Dave, how in the world are you destroying all these attorneys at the same time with no law degree and without studying under their tutelage, and you didn't talk to the Yale and Harvard professors, and how are you beating them and you're not even going in the court? Because I know we got a right to be in the private, and I know how to establish my rights in the private, especially as groups, which is much easier than just one person. But now I'm hearing that this guy Trump got the right to be let alone. Why the freak is this a fundamental principle? And then somebody say they could write a statute to not let you alone and just jump in your business and say, I'm getting in your business because I want to, Trump?
It sounds like a reverse Carrie Lake situation, where she said, you all have to provide me the evidence. And now New York's going to dig in and say, well, we're going to dig in your business to find the evidence.
Yeah, their actual statute, they use it and it don't really say what they think it says. So when one of y'all grab this dang statute for this case, it's going to look real ugly. But they want us to believe that they have the right to go look in his business. But see, in order to be able to go look in his business, you have a constitutional principle that says you got to have due process of law. You got to have somebody swearing he did them wrong. And you ain't got it.
They wanted to go after a person, not a crime.
Yeah. See, but it's so stupid that the government is not allowed to go dig in your business. They're your servants. They belong to you. You're to hold them in line. Somebody read that from Florida again. Let's hear that again. That was some dang smoke. Hey, wait, guys. Now, guys,
Let me get back.
I'm letting y'all see the power of the people. These are students in law that I don't like to call students because they are much more than my equal. They are powerful, mighty, bad mamma jammas that shake America everywhere they go. That's what they are. And that's how I look at them. And I want to tell y'all, I'm happy to know them. I'm honored to be in their presence. They are the best of the freaking best. There's nobody else out here in America that does it like they do it. And I'm going to prove it to you today because you're going to hear them destroy Trump's cases with real law, fundamental law that's higher than the law that these stupid clowns inside of the Trump cases as bad actor prosecutors are using. So let's hear that Florida again, please.
Florida, Article 1, Section 23, right of privacy. Every natural person has the right to be let alone and free from government intrusion into the person's private life, except as otherwise provided herein.
See? So we guys have power in our own private affairs in life. See, government wants to tell you that there's a such thing of private business, right? Then they want to tell you, oh, no. You can't interfere with people's private business. When they want to lock you down, they can tell you they can lock you down. But then when it comes to Trump's private business, they don't want to let him have private business. They want to intrude into it. They want to say we can't interfere when they tell you you got to get a shot to work. But then when it has to do with Trump, they want to say, oh yeah, we can interfere in everything he's doing. It's no longer private. So which one is it? Somebody go to page 491, Miranda versus Arizona.
David, aren't they also guilty of, like in Florida, Article 1, Section 10 says no bill of attainder, ex post facto law, or law impairing the obligation of contract shall be passed. So they're going back and creating a statute, but it's an ex post facto law.
Well, it's an ex post facto law, and it's worse than that. It's a law interfering with the obligation of contract. Trump has the right to contract with the bank for loans. Womp womp. He got the ability to contract with the bank for loans, and the bank got the ability to contract with him to give them the dang money so they could get paid. So if the legislature can't make a law that's interfering with the obligation of contract, how are they trying to say they got a law that says they can jump in the middle of Trump's information and banks and loans and all this stuff to cause drama when there's no drama happening?
Do you want page 496?
Page 491? It's like one sentence.
Okay, is it the one where rights are secured by the Constitution? Where rights secured, is that the one you want?
Sí, señorita.
Okay, so where rights secured by the Constitution are involved, there can be no rule making or legislation which would abrogate them.
Wait, but they used legislation to interfere with Trump's business, his contracts, his right to pursue happiness, his right to property, his right to business, in his and wages and gains in his own industry. And then they decided they wanted to keep it for themselves.
I also have Norton versus Shelby County. But that, no.
You see it there too?
I have Norton versus Shelby County says an unconstitutional act is not a law. It confers no rights. It imposes no duties. It affords no protection. It creates no office. It is in legal contemplation as inoperative as though it had never been passed.
So you got to look that up to make sure it's there. But if that's there in those words, I'm going to tell you.
Yep, I got that for it.
Yep, what you will find is people make statutes and say that they can use it to attack. Now, in the affidavit document that I gave to Trump's people for this Boris gentleman who's Trump's attorney, who seemed to be a little, whatever. I show where an affidavit was used inside of a court case to stop someone from being attacked by the government. Now, the thing is, the government can't swear against the inherent rights that the people have that I'm showing you guys. And because the government can't swear against it and say that it doesn't exist, they will just fail to rebut any affidavit that Trump makes. Trump can go to create a court case under the rules of the common law and show as evidence his affidavit, and he can show as evidence what they did in the case to take his stuff, and then it would prove that they don't have the ability to take Trump's stuff. Now, they would automatically lose because the affidavit stands as true. And they can't deny it. They're never going to try to debate Trump on this because they don't want to go to jail. So if Trump goes after Letitia James, the judge, and the different people in the case and say, hey, I'm swearing that you guys did a court case without the fundamental due process of law as shown in Black's Law 5th edition that says you have to use the maxims. You guys use absolutely no maxims to come after me. And the maxims actually show that you can't do what you did. Your witness stuff sucks. You don't have a witness, right? Now, if somebody's going to come before the court and say Trump did something, they have to swear with firsthand knowledge. But before that, they should have found something that Trump did wrong in somebody who was harmed by Trump's wrongdoing. So what I want to do is for you guys to open up the maxims, and I think Spencer wants to read North Carolina. Spencer, if you tell me to give you a mic, I'll give you one if I can find you, or someone else can give you one. Let's open up the maxims and deal with witnesses, guys, and let's see what we have to have with witnesses, because they're attacking Trump, but we need to know if they actually have what is necessary with witnesses. We need to know if they're digging into Trump's private stuff, not if they had a statute that said they could do it. As a matter of fact, does anybody have that statute? Did anybody find it? Let me see. Did somebody lift their hand up? Catherine, did you find it?
Yes, I did.
Can you tell me what the statute is they used to prosecute Trump?
I'm sorry. I was looking at Miranda versus Arizona, page 491. I don't think I have what you're talking about.
Okay. Did anybody have the statute that they used to prosecute Trump? Anybody? If not, let's go to the Maxims of Law. Let's read the preface of the Maxims of Law book again so we can understand what happens to you if you don't know the Maxims of Law. Because I present to you that they didn't use the maxims to prosecute Trump, any of his co-defendants in any of the cases, even the rape case. They didn't use the real law. So let's see if we can prove that with actual maxims. Excuse me. Sorry, y'all, I do not mean to cough. It comes up on me at any time, especially when I'm trying to talk and breathing. It just jumps out. So, is there anybody who got the maxims open?
I have them open.
Okay, and you
for you, Dave.
Are you looking at the witness section?
I can get to it in just a quick second.
Anybody else got their maxims open?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, also.
Perfect. Okay. So guys, I want you to look up maxims that deal with what we're dealing with, and I want you to tell me how many witnesses we need for the civil court to believe the testimony that is coming before the court.
Two.
Okay. And where did you get that from, DJ?
The Bible.
Okay, that comes from the Bible. Can you show me from the Maxims of Law that it matches?
No, I'm not familiar with the maxims that well.
Well, I'm not saying you're wrong. You're actually right. But I want to hear I want to put it all together so nobody can say we don't know what we're talking about. So it's ironclad. The Bible is the truth within itself, by itself. I want to hear it in the maxims too. We got in person of jurisdiction coming up to grab a mic. He's fired.
Okay, I have this one that you might want to listen to. It says it's 39L. The answer of one witness shall not be heard at all. The testimony of a single witness shall not be admitted under any circumstances. For all civil cases.
For what cases?
For all civil cases.
All civil cases?
All of them.
Okay, so how come we're not hearing this from all the attorneys across the nation that they're not supposed to just be coming after us and taking our stuff with one witness? Because think about it. If you're one witness and you don't have any proof or anything that shows that something really happened, and I'm one witness and we are equal, why does your testimony go before mine? So it's good to have an independent third party witness, right? So Letitia James is bringing her own case, right? Is she a witness? Is she a witness?
No,
Oh,
No, she's not.
okay. So she works for the group that's trying to get the money, right?
right?
Okay, so is that a legitimate case?
Negatory.
Okay.
No, because if you look at Maxim 39C, no one ought to be a witness in his own
Oh,
case.
shucks. So if you're the one bringing the cause, you shouldn't be a witness to the cause, right? So if
Correct.
if the state of New York is bringing the cause, how the freak are they the witness to the cause?
And if the state of New York passed the statute that creates the tribunal that precedes the entire thing, then Trump is being attacked by the state of New York, by laws that were passed by the state of New York, all for the benefit of the state of New York.
Ain't that about a dang mother? Holy moly.
39 FF is pretty good too.
So it's like, how does the position of attorney general exist if that position is supposed to support the people? So how does an attorney general attack one of the people in a court that was constituted by a legislature that's only supposed to write laws in support of the people, but
I
yet now
got
these statutes are
39
attacking
F
him?
if you want me to read it.
And then the money that Trump loses, the money that they take from Trump,
Dave, I found
is
one
going to
about the
benefit
answer
the
of
state.
one witness shall not be heard at all. The testimony of a single witness shall not be admitted under any circumstances for civil cases. Maximum of Law 39L.
Yeah, we just read that. So they take Trump to a civil case to get people to believe they're rocking his socks off. And these dum-dums are running cases that go against the maxims of law. But the maxims of law, as I showed you guys yesterday with proof from reading from the dang book, that and from Black's Law Fifth due process of law definition, it says that each case there is bound in the maxims. So if the case doesn't give the due process that the maxims say, it's illegitimate. So how in the world are they running cases against Trump, racking up all these dollars, all this time with attorneys working back and forth and looking up stuff and telling their legal team to do this and that, and the whole time they ain't do the law right and the case ain't right, the law ain't right?
Speaking of due process,
They change it.
speaking of due process, the Seventh Amendment.
Man, who are you bringing all this fire?
So the Seventh Amendment gives us the right to
secures the right. We already had the right. It secures the right.
In suits at common law where the value in controversy shall exceed $20, the right of trial by jury, and due process was not followed because Trump was not allowed to have a jury in the case in New York.
He wasn't allowed to have a trial by jury in a court of record. How are they taking his life, liberty, or property without a trial by jury in a court of record?
Exactly.
Under the rules of the common law. How does that happen? Because if it's a statutory case, guys, is it a statutory case and a case under the common law at the same time?
Never.
Negative.
Holy to the most.
Negative.
Does anybody have the definition of due process of law from the Black's Law 5th edition?
While they're getting that, I can tell you one more. It's Maxim of Law 39EE. A witness is a person who is present at and observes a transaction.
So how many people in the government was present in the Trump's deal with this bank and anything else they wanted to go after him for?
None.
So who's swearing that Trump did wrong? Who swore that Trump did wrong to bring forth and show some harm before they went into his business?
The crooks in New York.
So the cases won't last very long if we fight them this way. Y'all realize that, right? If everybody knows they're breaking the law on the first day, I don't think we're going to go through a court case for 3 to 4 years or 5, especially when the government knows they go to jail for going against the trust. What y'all think?
Yeah, like we can kill the cases in a matter of days, not weeks.
Mm-hmm. Or years.
Because I got the Georgia Constitution that's in 22.
I have due process for you,
You
Dave.
got due process number due process of law?
Yes, black laws,
Yeah.
black law
Yes, I do.
5.
So not just
Yes,
due process, but due process of law definition. Okay, can you
correct.
I have it. Due process
hold on
of
one second,
law.
Diane? I want you to read that
Law.
out for me. And Cole, I'll let you come right back, but I want everybody to hear this before we go on. Go ahead, read that out loud for me. Due process of law.
Law
Due
in its
process of law.
regular
Law
course of
is its
Oh no.
regular
I don't know if
its
you can
regular
hear
course
somebody
of
else reading, Catherine. Catherine, you're reading when somebody else is
Oh,
reading.
I
You're letting
can't.
Danette
Oh,
read it. Yeah, Danette is
sorry.
reading. No problem. Go ahead, Danette.
Okay.
law in its regular course of administration through courts of justice. Due process of law in each particular
Each
case
particular case.
means yes. In each particular case means such an
Ooh,
exercise of the powers.
Diane. I said Danette. Please forgive me. Diane. Keep going, Diane. I apologize.
It's okay. Such an exercise of the power of the government as the settled maxims of law
As the
permit,
what?
and maxims of law permit
So
and sanction.
so if the state isn't using the settled maxims of law, which is due process of law, and they took something for Trump, are those cases valid?
No,
Let's keep going.
absolutely not. And sanction. And under such safeguards for the protection of individual rights as those maxims prescribe for the class of cases to which the one in question belongs, a course of legal proceedings according to those rules and principles which have been established in our system of jurisprudence for the enforcement and protection of private rights.
Woo! So Trump got private rights, right? And he got a right to
Oh,
be
yeah.
let alone in the private. And he got a right to make private contracts between him and the banks, right? But they make a
Correct.
statute to go and say they can bypass all that stuff that's in the Constitution they already swore to?
Yeah, they like to play, don't they?
Ooh, jeez, oh, Pete Leroy. Give me some more.
To give such proceedings any
So for the
validity,
proceedings to
there
be
must
valid,
be a tribunal competent by its constitution, that is, by the law of its creation, to pass upon the subject matter of the suit.
subject matter of
And
this
if
suit, they're saying that Trump committed fraud. What jury of Trump peers and what person came and repeatedly showed Trump committing fraud?
nobody.
So where are they getting these claims from?
Oh, magic, I guess. Because as sure as it coming from the
Oh
law.
my gosh.
Well, what she did is she went after the fact that he overloaded his worth or his his financial worth.
How was she? How
and
does
I
she
don't
know
know how. Oh well, it's a Democrat thing. I hate to say it that
How
way,
does she know
but
it?
they seem to just
No,
change
but
laws as
how
they
would she
go.
know that he overstated his worth?
Well, she didn't. She took a person and decided to look for a crime.
Wait. There's
And
a
when it
problem,
didn't
though.
become,
How
They
did
went
she
into
know?
his private.
Ah, yeah, they went into his private financial affairs. That's not their business. Between him and
Without a warrant.
the bank, without a
Right.
warrant, without
Right.
probable cause and proof that somebody said they were harmed by him.
And
Correct.
without it being part of the business that they went after in the first place.
So how do you do that in law?
Oh, you change it along the way as you go, because that seems to be what they do when they get into the
Wait,
courtroom.
but here's the problem.
Not
It's
lawful.
How do you do
disgusting.
that though? If the law says that we have the right to the profit in our own businesses, we got a right to property, we got a right to our pursuits of our happiness, we can go after the businesses we want to, we can grow and we can try to get better and bigger. And the only way any property gains value is if somebody's willing to give you more for it, loan you more for it, or somebody's willing to buy it from you for more. So how does any property gain value? Right?
Through appreciation.
Well, how does anything appreciate? Who's telling what's worth what?
The person
It's
who
whatever
is
you're
trying
willing
to
to
buy it.
spend on it.
The person
Yeah.
that owns it sets a
So the
price.
person
Or the
who
lender, huh?
yeah, a price can be anything. If a person gives it to you, that shows that that's what the market is worth.
Right.
See, this dumb stuff don't work because we have two types of ownership. I mean, our brain just slipped a little bit. We got two
Valuation.
types of interest, right? We got interest for profit and interest for possession. Interest for possession is the right to own, hold, keep, and possess it. Interest for profit is the ability to make profit off of something, right? So who limits the amount of profit an individual man can make off of his property? His servant?
No one.
Governments are servants, right?
No.
So do
Yes.
they tell what you can sell something for? See, I had a brother that had a really fast car that was built by a buddy of mine. The car was built to have 1,800 horsepower daily driven, right? You could drive it anywhere. This motor, my brother got for $16,500 because the guy needed the money. But my brother got the motor, had the car, put it all together. The car, I think, was $30,000. Motor, $16,000. Got some work done on it. My brother took the car to the mall. Some guy from Dubai walked up to my brother with a whole bunch of guys with the thing on their head and the actual outfits, right? And he said, "I offer you $130,000 right now." So would my brother be breaking the law if he took $130,000 from the powerful man from Dubai who wants what he wants?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely
If the
not.
guy says, "I'll give you $250,000 right now," did my brother break the law?
Nope.
Never.
My brother had a Lorenzo Benz that he got for a certain amount. And the people, I think, in China told him, "We'll give you $250,000 for that car right now." If he sold the car and made $250,000 or $300,000, did he break the law?
Nope.
Some Chargers were $4,000 when they were created. Some Cudas, several $1,000s. But there was a Cuda that sold at Barrett Jackson for $1 million or $2 million. How? How?
The buyer had the value.
Somebody wanted it really
Supply and
bad.
demand. Supply and demand.
There you go. Supply and demand. If you got something that somebody thinks is worth something, they can pay you for what they got, for what they want. So where do we grant the government authority to go into people's business who didn't harm anybody, who they can't show a repeated issue with them breaking people off or doing them wrong, to take their stuff? Is that in the Constitution that the legislature shall be able to stop commerce?
No.
No,
Just
their job is
regulate
to
it.
help commerce.
So you can regulate commerce in the federal or make it regular, right? You can make sure that scales are even. But can you say that people can't make profit?
Nope.
Nowhere in there.
Can you stop can you say you can't do commerce altogether?
Nope.
So where'd they get this idea?
From the figment of their imaginations, schemingly.
Okay, so a lot of people are fighting cases, going through crazy stuff, going through all these statutes, which we saw in one of the Trump cases recently where the Supreme Court got on the attorney and said, "Listen, you're Why are you not making due process violation issues over Trump cases? He's like, we don't need that. But then the attorney said, listen, I mean, the judge said, listen, we're historians. We use this. Like, man, you don't need all this. You need this. This is what's simple. She told him like 3 times, and he didn't get it. Now, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to pick on nobody. I'm just saying it's easier ways to deal with these cases that we're not being taught. And the reason we're not being taught is because the Bar Association has been able to rule over the people's law, the people's states, when they don't have permission from us. And I can prove it if y'all want me to. But let's go deeper. Did anybody see in the case with Fannie Pack Willis that one of the gentlemen who was called to the stand, he said that the Bar Association told me I better shut the freak up or else.
You cracked me up so bad.
Was that her dad?
I don't know if it was her dad or the other attorney. He said the dang Bar Association told me I better shut my anus up or I'm in trouble. And he said, I ain't saying nothing. It's going to be attorney-private client privilege. I can't talk. They told me not to. Do y'all not see that as strange? That a dang man going to tell a judge the Bar Association said, shut your anus up. And he stood there like, screw you, judge, screw you, court, and everybody else?
Well, here's a better question. Which bar association does he belong to? The one in the United States or the one in England?
Here's the problem. Which one of any of these bar associations are written in our constitutions to be able to interfere with our servants and our contracts?
None.
So who gives a freak, right? They don't have anywhere in any constitution in America that says they can do what they're doing. That's Wade's attorney for divorce. Yeah, okay. So yeah, Wade's attorney. So what the freak is up with that, y'all? Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that?
Oh yeah,
it's more insanity.
All right. I need somebody to grab the common law maxim for me that says that a free man cannot have his property, life, or liberty taken away without a jury of his peers. Jury of his peers with due process of law, the common law. Anybody got that one? Now, guys, we're just taking people who are students in America, powerful people, and we're allowing them to show you how to win.
I have one that says 67C. It says the decision of 12 good and upright men is thought by the common law to be the dictate of truth.
So if they're not using the common law, they might try to use something else, right?
Dave, I think the one that you're looking for is 77F under legal rights. It's no free man shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property, but by the lawful judgment of his peers.
Lawful judgment of his peers. Not just a judgment of his peers, not some statutory garbage, but lawful judgment of his peers. What else?
Or by the law of the land. That is by the common law.
How the freak you doing a common law case and a statutory case?
Unlawfully.
So they took Trump's businesses, messed with his trust, went after his kids. I mean, gosh darn it. They went after everything, right? Did they do that by the common law? They brought a statute to bring him to court, right? That said they could go into his stuff. That just don't fit for some reason. I just can't put my finger on it. What's that idea I'm trying to think about?
There's an important one too. 86M, it says no right is held more sacred or is more carefully guarded by the common law than the right of every individual to the possession and control of his own person, free from all restraint or interference of others, unless by clear or unquestionable authority of law.
So guys, these people are trying to act like they could just go take over your life and do what they want to do because we be the government, right? The only problem is the law don't say that. It doesn't say that.
I think what you're looking for in this case, Dave, is 18 C. This is common law. It says things derogatory to the common law are not to be drawn into precedent.
Does it say something about things recent? Things recent or new should not be brought into the common law?
Yeah, so the first one says those things which are derogatory to the common law are to be strictly interpreted.
There's another.
Recent and new. I'm in the common law section. Maybe it's in a
Might
different
be in
section.
the judge or judicial section. So guys,
Is it 18C?
He just read 18C. I think.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So let's look at somebody go in Black's Law 5th, and what's the definition I'm looking for? We are looking for we did due process of law. What is the other one? Oh, let's look up common law action, Black's Law 5th. Somebody read it out loud for us.
Okay, I have Common Law Action, Black's Law 2nd edition, but I can look to see if there's the other one.
See if you can find 5th.
Okay, so Common Law Action, this is, I think, 5th edition. Action governed by common law rather than statutory, equitable, or civil law.
Governed by common law rather than?
Rather than statutory, equitable, or civil law.
So why are they bringing statutory law to take something from Trump, which they have to use the safeguards and the maxims of the common law to protect?
Unlawfully.
Okay, so guys, if they go against Trump and use something that's not a law in order to take something from him, is that justice or is that a crime?
It's a crime.
Okay, let's go up to the maxims of crime, or let's go to invalid or form of law. Now, if they're not using the law and the right law at that to go after Trump, if they're not using the maxims that would protect his individual or private rights, what do we have the power to do based on the law? Y'all can look at judgments as well, and you have to see if the court has jurisdiction to deal with what they're dealing with, and then what the people have remedy to do. Now notice, guys, how many students here are jumping in and bringing you law that nobody's ever taught us before. And this law is showing us that what they did was without right.
But there's 62C, things invalid from the beginning cannot be made valid by subsequent act.
Okay, so is it valid to go into Trump's stuff in order to look for something wrong when you are not using the law that the Constitution says you would do by right?
No.
Okay, so then if a judge says, I say that you're guilty, or a jury said, I say that you're guilty, but you use the wrong law, is that valid?
Invalid.
Okay, give me some more.
There's another one, 62B, a repugnant act cannot be brought into being, i.e. cannot be made effectual. So the whole statute.
Okay, give me another one.
Let me see. A
And
conclusion.
You gotta look at the words of the statute too, because if the statute says that no man or no company that's completely being said to be in fraud and stuff like that, you gotta first see if a court of competent jurisdiction with a jury of Trump's peers said that Trump was repeatedly committing fraud in this business. Where's that person or those people?
They don't use maxims.
So if they're not using the maxims to safeguard the case, And to make the case, how do they have a case?
It just seems like when they create a court, the court of equity, well, this court, we're going to make up our own rules. We're not going to have a jury. We're going to let the judge make you guilty, and you have to prove your innocence because we say so.
Okay, let me ask this. Can there be a court of equity to win a case with a statute on behalf of New York to get money as New York that they did not make themselves and were not owed?
It's like law words stew. They just making it up.
Think about this. Can you have equity if you never did anything to be owed anything and you're trying to take money from another man that you never put work in for? Are you doing the equitable thing by taking something from him that you're not owed? You have nobody who's saying that they were harmed out of something for you to give back. So how could you be doing equity?
I can't even make sense of it. I mean, the only thing that they're trying to claim is that it's equitable for New York. I can't make sense of it at all.
But who's New York?
The corporation that works for the people.
Okay, so New York works for the people, and Trump has a business in New York, so they say they have jurisdiction over him, right?
That's their claim.
So Trump is one of the people, right?
Yes.
Okay,
but they haven't proven their jurisdiction.
Wait, but they are a trustee for Trump then, right?
Yes.
Okay, so if they're a trustee for Trump, how could they sue the trustee? I'm sorry, how could they sue one of the
beneficiary?
People,
yeah.
The master and beneficiary?
I think they're just working on public opinion.
Okay. And they're working on public opinion because nobody knows.
Yes. And the media and everyone else is all set up to indemnify him, condemn him.
Well, what the media will do is prop up whoever goes against what's right. They'll add fire to it and fuel. So everybody think they're arguing about something real, even though they never showed us anything in the law. Can anybody be believed in court unless they're sworn?
No.
Okay. So who swore that Trump did him wrong?
Not a single person. Not a single man or woman.
Is Letitia James swearing that Trump did her wrong?
No.
Okay.
Neither is Fannie Willis.
Yeah, and who from the state, who from the people are saying that Trump did them wrong?
No one.
So where are they getting jurisdiction? See, this is one that many attorneys don't fight because you don't make a lot of money if you always kill the case for no jurisdiction or the wrong venue. If you kill the case right in the beginning, there's not a lot of money there. Unless you're known for just being such a bad mamma jamma that you win cases really fast, then some people just give you a stupid amount of money because you make problems go away like nobody's business. But that means that we won't need a whole lot of attorneys to run our business. Y'all feeling me?
Can I give you one more?
Go ahead.
It says Maxim of Law 67G, there can be no valid trial jury of less than 12 men and a consent even by the defendant to a trial by less number is absolutely void.
Mm-hmm. And they have to give you a court of record when they're going to talk about taking your life, liberty, or property. So somebody tell me how they get a right to take Trump's property without the common law. And can Trump win his business case by giving the other side an affidavit proving that they didn't use the maxims and then turning around and getting his attorneys to help him set up a case under the common law, and he just brings them to court and make them show how his claim isn't true?
They get the right
with all the facts.
They get the right by latches.
How?
Because now, because Trump was tried, right, and bought, well, not really, but because they brought a case against him, he can fight latches because.
Wait, explain latches.
So latches is it's a time limit on a reasonable person to get their, like, basically defend their rights, right?
So where did that come from?
I believe the common law.
Okay, well, we're going to have a problem because the Commonwealth isn't borrowed by time when they have a claim on something that's theirs. So how long, if somebody steals your car, how long do you have to say that's my car if you see them with it to get it back?
I agree.
Okay. If somebody steals your kid and you see them, do they get to keep your kid because it's been too much time?
I agree.
Okay. So is there a such
That's a
thing?
maximum of law.
Is there a such thing of a statute of limitation on fraud or jurisdiction?
No, not with the maxims of law.
Okay. So
No,
However,
but they want you to think there is, Dave.
okay.
They put it in their junk all the
Because it's
time.
kind of like the same thing where they say you don't have the ability to sue an agency because they have sovereign immunity. They've been spitting that out over the last so many years,
oh
right?
yeah,
So where do we find? With the Supreme Court just said they've been lying all these years and nobody's coming out and telling everybody. That's a big issue. So where do we find something called latches that says President Trump can get dogged out in a fake case that's not real and somehow it just imaginarily stands and he can't do anything after it for that?
I would have to do
Nowhere.
it. Yeah.
Nowhere.
It doesn't exist.
Right.
President Trump has not been through a case yet. President Trump has been through quasi courts and legislative tribunals that are not courts. And they're stealing from Trump using bad law. And because his attorneys don't know that the 1946 Administrative Procedure Act had to be created because they were running administrative cases and legislative tribunals, calling them courts, and people didn't know.
Yeah, in the Section 1, Paragraph 1, liberty in life, no person to be deprived from their life, liberty, or property except by due process of law.
Which means the common law that uses the maxims. So nobody in any of Trump's cases are using maxims. Why wouldn't the people go back and dissolve these cases and show the Black's Law Fifth definition of due process of law? Because they're changing definitions of terms and just telling you due process means you get a hearing. That's bullcrap. That's not the definition. But attorneys keep telling us this dumb junk.
Yes, and what I noticed in the Georgia Constitution a lot, it kept saying due process of law or due equivalent of proceedings of the laws.
So does anybody have the law that they use against Trump?
I do.
Tell me what it says, please.
It's let me just read the title. New York Consolidated Laws, Executive Law 63, and then it's Section 12, says the Attorney General shall, let me get to the section. Whenever any person shall engage in repeated fraudulent or illegal acts.
Whoa.
I know, right? Already guilty.
The law came out, the Supreme Court came out and said if you don't use the plain English meanings of words or you stretch them or they're ambiguous or vague, what the freak they talking about repeatedly committed fraud when they didn't bring the witnesses saying that he repeatedly committed fraud? Where's all the ripped off people saying he didn't pay us? They were already paid, right? Loans were paid off with interest?
Yeah.
Dude didn't default? Guys, this is made for people who get caught over and over and over and over and over committing fraud and then get in trouble for it. Give me some more.
Or illegal acts or otherwise demonstrate persistent fraud or illegality in the carrying on.
This is why Carrie Lake and them could get standing in their case because they tried to say there was intentional fraud in so many words. If you don't prove who the freak committing fraud and you ain't got affidavits to prove who did it, where they were at when they did it with details and the such so that you could prosecute them. That dumb anus fraud junk don't work in court. All you have to do is say there's maladministration and she would have won, as I told her, and she didn't listen. And this 2 other people came and won now with that argument that they saw me make. But let's go deeper. So where did one of the people bring oath or affirmation saying that Trump repeatedly committed fraud for this case?
They didn't.
Okay, read that statute again so we can hear from the beginning. What did it say again?
From the beginning. Whenever any person shall engage in repeated fraudulent or illegal acts or otherwise demonstrate persistent fraud or illegality in the carrying on, conducting, or transaction of business, the Attorney General may apply in the name of the people of the state of New York.
In the name of who?
Of the people of the state of New York.
Trump is one of the dang people. You're going to come against Trump as one of the dang people in the name of the people, which means you ain't doing it by your own power. Now, if you're going to do it by the people and take their stuff, don't you have to use the maxims that would allow you to take his stuff by the people under the common law? Holy moly. Keep going. This is getting good.
All right. To the Supreme Court of the state of New York on notice of 5 days
so
for
so they could use the Supreme Court. Okay, what else?
Mm-hmm.
Of the state of New York. So that's a state of New York entity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and the Attorney General works for the state of New York, right?
Mm-hmm.
Holy moly. In a trial, in a trial by jury in a court of record, the tribunal, the one trying the case, got to be independent of the magistrate. Well, the Supreme Court is helping, then the Supreme Court ain't independent from the state Attorney General because they both the state. All right, give me some more. This is crazy.
Oh my goodness gracious. Let me see. I want to start at the Attorney General may apply in the name of the people of the state of New York to the Supreme Court of the state of New York on notice of 5 days for an order enjoining the continuance of such business activity or of any fraudulent or illegal acts, directing restitution and damages, and in an appropriate case, canceling any certificate filed under and by virtue of the provision of Section 440 of the former penal law or Section 130 of the general business law. And the court may award the relief applied for or so much therefore as it may deem proper. The word fraud or fraudulent as used herein shall include any device, scheme.
They got to define fraud, huh? Okay, give me some more.
The word fraud or fraudulent as used herein shall include any device, scheme, or artifice to defraud, and any deception, misrepresentation, concealment, suppression, false pretense, false promise, or unconscionable contractual provisions.
Okay, so
the term
Trump talked to the dang people who gave him the loan, right? Did he try to not pay them? Did the entity say Trump gave us an unconscionable contract?
No.
They didn't.
So the actual government officials on their own get to make up who did this or not? I mean, the people got paid back with interest, so it didn't look like he got the loan trying not to pay it back.
I've heard they actually said that they were excellent
clients.
But yeah.
So how is it that Trump has credit worthiness because he's done some of the biggest business in the country, and you try to say the dude credit sucked? You kind of know if you go into business with Trump, you're gonna make money. It's more likely than not you're gonna get paid. Not saying that some people's businesses don't fail. But so where did he do something where he purposely tried to deceive people?
Right.
I mean, they got people who work in business. Okay, so if me and you try to go get $100 million loan from one of these companies, right? And we don't have a house, we don't have anything, we don't have good business, are they gonna give it to us? Are they gonna give it to us? No. So why are they giving it to Trump? Because they know that Trump ain't got business he's doing. Trump is a business.
Mm-hmm.
Look, Trump is a, like the people of the ghetto say, Trump is a whole bag. Wherever Trump go, is money. And I'm mad at Trump. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm pissed at Trump now. Cause Trump didn't tell us he had these dang gold shoes that came out that looked super cool. And I didn't know there was a such thing to get them, and then they were all gone before I could get them. I'm pissed. Right? Because I really wanted some of those shoes when I saw them. I said, holy shucks, I want some of these dang shoes. They're so cool, right? The gold ones. Then somebody's like, you can get some red, black, and white. I don't want the dang red, black, and white ones. I want the gold ones, right? I sound like a little baby. Those things were pretty cool though, for real. It was super cool. But I ain't gonna be able to get them.
I didn't see
Oh, they are
those.
fire. They are straight hot fire.
So what was the persistent fraud? Was it the overvaluing? I mean, what did they say
How
was
do you
the...
overvalue your property though when you're dealing with the bank?
I know.
When you're dealing with the bank, right? And a bank knows,
Who are they
yeah,
to
your
say?
bank is a whole dang bag, and you got a private agreement to contract with the bank so both of y'all can get money, right? So how does anything grow in value if things are not allowed to grow in value?
But that was the argument, right? That's what they hung the case
Okay, so
on?
where was the fraud? Because fraud would mean that he intended to rip somebody off by getting a high amount of money and not paying him back, or to do something he didn't
So
say.
they didn't prove
No, they didn't.
anything.
They just said it because people don't know. And this is the danger of us not knowing. This is why I told Carrie Lake and other people we need to get together and have a discussion with the people so they can know the law. This is what I sent over to the people who deal with President Trump. And they did it. The one person did it, and it was a righteous thing they did. And Trump said he liked it. Where I showed that we need to get together with the people and have open town halls so Trump can talk to the people about the law. Because let's just be real. Can I just ask y'all a question and have y'all be honest with me? Now, some of y'all know me now, so it might be a little hard, but for the new people, right? If I come on here and I teach you this stuff in the law, right? That's one thing. What if Trump, with all the people in his big old following, right? And all the force behind him came together and did public town halls showing you guys this law that we're talking about right now, and he got people to open the book and read to you guys so you guys can have all the power and know the truth. How many of you guys would enjoy President Trump showing the people the law his darn self?
I love
Wouldn't that
it.
be crazy?
That will be a miracle right there.
Now,
And
how much?
God bless the United States of America.
Now, how many more people do you think would come listen to this shocking information if Trump was doing this space?
Oh my God.
I think the whole nation.
About
The whole-
10 or thousands of people, about 83 million people.
Yeah, if somebody
Or
told you
more.
Trump was on live right now on Twitter and on Truth Social, if it could go live, and on Rumble, and he was teaching people the maxims of law that say in the law that everybody must do this when they do the case, right? Y'all realize states are political and courts are too. They say they're not, but they are. They're created by a political association of people. So if everybody in the nation knows the law, y'all realize your forefathers said that if you want to keep a free nation, you have to broadly diffuse the knowledge to the people, and your nation will stay free. Now, would y'all not go crazy and be happy if President Trump just dropped everything, got on one of these spaces with y'all, got on a show, and taught y'all the fundamental law principles, opened up the book, said, let's look, invited government officials and attorneys and judges, whoever wants to come, and says, hey, now, if this ain't in the law, show us, but we're all looking together to grow. Would that not set y'all heart on fire? Let's just be real.
Yes.
Wouldn't that be a
Oh
lot?
my
Wouldn't that be
gosh.
a lot better than just Dave Jose coming telling y'all stuff with a couple of hundred of us?
I
We
don't know
love our
about
David
that.
Jose.
Yeah, we kind of love you, boss.
Well,
But I think that would probably break X.
yeah. So think about it. If Trump did it though, and we just
Yeah.
had
Save the
we had
country.
town halls, it would save the country because these people can't get away with the benefit. They couldn't get the benefit of the doubt. See, right now they can say Trump is a liar. He did this wrong, this wrong, this wrong. And if nobody ever reads the law, like let me just tell y'all, how many of y'all ever read to y'all the law they use that I just read to you? We have read to y'all. Did the deep state news come on TV and tell y'all about this law and what it said?
Nope.
But once y'all just saw that, didn't it just flip y'all for a loop? Like, wait, what? Repeated fraud? Wait, hold on. Wait, cuz. Right? Didn't that just hit y'all kind of hard?
Yeah.
See, guys, it's something about government, the way that they've messed up our training, that when you see the government telling what the truth is about the government, it does a lot more really fast than if you get one of the people telling.
Mm-hmm.
So my goal for President Trump was for him to open the door and teach the people the fundamental law live. And the fundamental law that he taught live will at the same time break the deep state because their only will was for you to never learn it. So how did they do that?
Mm-hmm.
They hid it from you. They hid the fundamental law. They never told you guys the truth. And they just knew, they'll never find out. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing to us. Keep getting people. Now that everybody knows, it's game over. It's game
Yep.
over. So what you guys are learning now are real maxims, real things that you can see in law. If you don't know these guys, the government can encroach against your rights over and over and over again. And I don't just want to say that. I want to prove it on page 5 and 6 of the preface of the Maxims of Law book so you guys can see what it says. Does anybody have page 5 and 6 that they can read for us?
Yes, Dave.
Okay, go ahead. Wait, let me ask y'all, before y'all read, do y'all feel like President Trump is being encroached upon by attorneys and government officials now that you see what the law is they used against him and you see just some of the maxims dealing with the case?
Oh yeah.
Seems like they're
Yeah.
all in it together.
And if you're all in it together, you can't be a court of record because you have to have an independent tribunal from the magistrate. And they don't. All right. So I want somebody to read page 5 and 6 with that in mind. I'm going to mute out. I want you guys to feel what is being said because this is a gift to you as the people of America. And I'm super dehydrated again and actually losing my vision, but y'all are worth that much for me to stay here and struggle through this so y'all can see the truth because I dang sure can't see nothing in a little bit. So go ahead and read whoever's going to read. Diane.
In law, as with any science, there exist certain fundamental principles which form its basis and to which references must be frequently made in its application. These fundamental principles in law are referred to as maxims of law. Sir William Blackstone says they are somewhat like axioms in geometry. Certain maxims of law have prevailed throughout recorded history. They can be found in Old English common law, in the ancient Roman law, and can be found in the Bible as well. These maxims of law are so manifestly founded on reason, necessity, and divine precepts that they have universally accepted as being true rules and principles of law. They thus have become a part of the general customs and common law of the land of every civilized nation. In describing the established maxims of law, Sir Edward Coke, a leading English authority on the law, stated, "A maxim is so called because its dignity is chiefest, and its authority the most certain, and because it is universally approved by all. Perhaps the most renowned work on law is Koch's Four Institutes, in which Koch supported his legal dissertation with maxims of law. In 1814, Thomas Jefferson wrote to Dr. Thomas Cooper regarding the law and Koch Institute, stating, "This work is executed with so much learning and judgment that I do not recollect a single position in it has ever been judicially denied."
Guys, not a single time can you find Thomas Jefferson find one judicially denied instance of a maxim of law being defeated in a judicial tribunal. So they're not using them at all today, guys. So that should tell you something. If the attorneys are hiding what the maxims are, don't know, and the government aren't using the maxims, but Jefferson saw that not one time have they ever been judicially denied, that should tell you guys that what we're missing is the maxims. Keep going.
It may still be considered as the fundamental code of the English law. In a letter to Darby Terrell, Esquire, in 1821, Jefferson made this recommendation: "You mentioned to me your intention of studying the law, and asked my opinion as to the sufficient course of reading. First, begin with Koch's Four Institutes." John Rutledge, a signer of the U.S. Constitution at the Constitutional Convention, remarked that in regard to particular law books, Koch's Institute seems to be almost the foundation of our law. A brief examination of the earlier case reports of England and America will readily show the importance which was attached to the acknowledged maxims of law. Maxims were continually relied upon to settle matters dealing with wills, inheritance, land, economics, crime, marriage, property, contracts, rights, and virtually every aspect of law and jurisprudence that would arise. If one fails to understand the fundamental principles of law, then there is no end to which he can be misled or deceived about what is right and what is wrong. Such a person could easily become subject to government encroachments or be maneuvered into surrendering his rights. This is so because law governs all events and things that concern our lives. Clearly, a failure to have a practical understanding of the maxims of law could lead to grievous errors in our actions, no less so than the errors resulting from one's ignorance in the principles of any other science.
Hey guys, so could it be that Trump is losing right now because he doesn't know the maxims? His attorneys are struggling because they don't know the maxims. How many attorneys are going around teaching people the maxims? None. How many people are attacking cases for them not following the maxims that we see? None. So if it says, guys, that you could be maneuvered out of your rights, or the government can continuously encroach upon you when you don't know your rights and you don't know the maxims, guys, is this something we're just making up, or is this the truth?
Truth. We're actually lawless.
Yes. So how much better could this nation be if Trump would stop everything he's doing and start reading the maxims to the people and letting the people hear the truth, so the people can stand with him to stop the corruption, and they can stand to get their states under control, because we have the right and power to reform the whole state if we need to, and the constitutions, and remove bad actors at will if they're not following this stuff. How important is it for us to do this?
Paramount.
All right, so I'm going to ask you guys to do something for me. I don't usually ask anybody to do a dang thing for me, but I'm gonna ask y'all to do a thing for me if y'all would. What I'm going to ask is, if you believe this space has good information and it's true and you can see where not knowing the maxims is hurting us, will you share this space all over like it's no tomorrow? Now, I'm not going to go into a whole bunch of different discussions now because we got to see what the maxims are, right? So now that we got to see what the maxims are, there's no reason for us to continue to struggle and perish. But if we really want to save this nation, we really want to do that which is true, this space now belongs to you. You have the power in this space to make a decision to get it forward to people to do powerful things. You have a decision. And I will tell you that you have the power to get it out there and to move mountains by God, because he's the one who's blessing the work. But if we hold this to ourselves, or it doesn't get to Trump, that the people are saying, if Trump would just open the door and have a discussion with us, right? If Trump never figures this out and he doesn't understand that this is what the people want, I'm going to play some music on the outro. If the people don't understand that if Trump doesn't understand that this is what the people want and that the people can learn and grow from him speaking and it would bring tons of people. If Trump is really about his promise that he would turn the power over to the people, as he said in his inauguration speech, if he's about that, he could easily talk to the people, get the word out, and we could have a situation where the people would be able to hear those words that that Trump promised to us, but in real law, where we can use it. In real law, where we can use it. If that's what you want, I'm going to play some music before we hit the outro, and I want you to decide in your mind, in your heart of hearts, in your soul, that America is so important that you're going to fight this battle with us. You are going to share this everywhere. You're going to try to tag Trump. If you can on Truth Social, you're going to get the word out. This space is yours. I'm going to end with some music.
Bah ma gueule, c'est mon nom que tu captes toi. J'ai le miel d'une épaule. Tu m'entends, tu décolles. Pour changer de vie, j'ai dû hausser le ton. Trop de flow, mollah. Bah ouais. Je repère plus, je connais tous les chemins. Toi, fais que des traînes, des sons sans lendemain. Quand j'opère, ça te fait un peu de changement. Ah, mollah. Bah ouais. T'entends la vibe, tu reconnais. Mollah, DPS, MY, Yamé. Débarque dans le game comme fantassin sénégalais. J't'ai dit, j'ai les palais. Avant le skill signé, fallait. J'ai les pieds sur terre, la vision d'elle. Ne peut pas m'égaler. Hello.
right, y'all. This space is yours. Please share it out. Let me know what y'all think about the space. The students today are showing you maxims to win. We ain't gotta fall behind. This is our nation, y'all. Let's get it. Love y'all. Peace.